Change is the only constant. It goes from bright sunshine to rain in minutes. Empty stretch of roads to busy traffic hours in a short span. From dark to light every day. Change is the only constant, and it is inevitable.
And change comes especially when you're hit hard by rising competition. Now, way back in the year 2011, the Fluidic Verna had surprised everyone by offering an all-new design and, of course, class-leading features. However, as time passed by, competition became harder, and as a result, the Verna just got better.
The Fluidic design Verna was simply wow. And this one is not so much. It's not a car that you will love from the first look. In fact, this new 4S Fluidic Verna is that rare case where the previous generation was the better looking one. The design of the Verna has toned down. Though the whole front is brand new, the car now looks a little subtler. The headlamp design has changed. The thick chrome-plated grille looks like a smile and also reminds you much of a certain Toyota. Boomerang-shaped fog lamps have also been worked upon. The 4S Fluidic Verna gets no daytime running lights. However, it gets auto headlamps, it gets projector headlamps. The side profile remains largely the same except for the alloys. There isn't much change to the rear as well, except the bumper, which now looks higher. The Verna looks and feels like a big car. Step inside the cabin and you're greeted by some very interesting features. The whole fit and finish of the cabin is great, but it looks rather dull.
Now, there are only minor tweaks to the interiors of the new Verna. For instance, the key fob is slightly changed. The steering can be adjusted for both rake and reach. The lighting for the display is slightly tweaked. And finally, the infotainment system now gets 1 GB of internal memory to store your songs. Now, this is a segment first feature also seen on other Hyundai models in India. So overall, I think up front, the cabin is pretty spacious and very practical. However, there is one problem. Now, Hyundai has been spoiling us so much with great interiors for the past few years that we were all expecting a lot more from the Verna upgrade. Sadly, it isn't the case here.
The dual tone with plastic and wooden inserts do mingle well with each other, but somewhere with a car of this size and price, we had expected something fancier. Though there's nothing missing in the cabin. Bluetooth is simple to connect, phone, audio controls are placed on the steering and are positioned very driver friendly. The driver info display shows a lot of features here.
Now, the rear seat of the new Verna is very similar to that of the older version. What Hyundai has done is added something called as an ergo lever. Now, the ergo lever allows you to adjust the front seat from the back. Just pull the lever and there you go, very easy. However, apart from this, the rear seat continues to suffer from a couple of problems. A. The seat itself is placed very low, which means the window sill can be high for shorter passengers. And secondly, for taller people like me, headroom surely is a big problem. However, apart from all this, there is a single feature which is missing in the car, something seen on other cars which cost half the money. Yes, I'm talking about the rear AC vents, which are still not present on the Verna facelift. Now, mechanically, as far as the engine options are concerned, there is no change. That means you still get 4 different engine options: a 1.4 litre petrol, a 1.6 litre petrol, a 1.4 diesel and a 1.6 diesel. And as has been the case with the earlier Verna, you still get optional automatic with a 1.6 petrol and a 1.6 diesel. The sad part is, we were expecting Hyundai to offer us a 6-speed automatic on the diesel with the facelift. This 6-speed automatic is sold in 3 international markets, but in India, the 4-speed is still there, and that's a bit of a letdown considering the rivals are far ahead in this criteria. What we're driving here is a 1.6 liter diesel engine that's made into a 6-speed manual transmission. Now the steering feedback on the new Verna is of course nowhere near as the German rivals, but I think it's a good compromise with a good balance between comfort and handling. For city use, it's pretty light, and as the speeds increase, it weighs up perfectly well, giving you enough feedback to be in control of the car. At over 120 bhp, this engine has always been known for its punchy performance. Plus, it's efficient, it's refined. Of course, there's a bit of a turbo lag, but I think overall, for performance enthusiasts, this engine can be very enjoyable. Now, the older Verna was notorious for having a suspension that was on the softer side and used to wallow under a full load of passengers over undulations and long flowing corners. The new one is a completely different beast altogether. Trust us, I think Hyundai has done a fabulous job on fine-tuning the suspension to make sure it's a good balance between ride and comfort. Of course, suspension is slightly on the stiffer side for city use, but on the highways with a full load of passengers, you just feel so much more secure, so much more planted, and so much more safe. Now the new Verna is truly a minor facelift, it's a minor upgrade. And with a minor upgrade comes a small change in sticker price as well. Now as a standalone option, the new Verna makes a lot of sense. However, if you look at the competition with the likes of the Honda City and the Maruti CRs, well, what I said at the starting, change is the only constant.